Hey everyone, it's RedEye's Pais. You may or may not know Shailene Woodley from The Secret Life of the American Teenager, but a lot of people are talking about her for her supporting role in The Descendants with George Clooney. The young actress has a lot to say herself. We caught up with her a few weeks before she turned 20.
The first time I read this script, I got this feeling in my stomach of utter butterflies and I don't know. You know when you see something that you're so passionate about, or when you look at a piece of art and it inspires you, or you read a book and you just can't stop thinking about it. That's how I was with the script. I remember like being so giddy on page 10 and then just not being able to put it down and then reading it again. Give George some advice? Well, I don't think he's ever going to have any children, so I don't know if there's any advice to give.
Why don't you think so?
Because he's such a busy man. That man is so philanthropic, and whether he's working on a film or in Africa trying to stop genocides, he's so busy. He doesn't have time to have a kid.
I feel like there's a general perception that Hawaiian shirts are fundamentally uncool. Does Clooney wearing them make Hawaiian shirts cooler, or do the shirts bring down his level of coolness?
I think Hawaiian shirts are phenomenal. I don't think they're uncool at all. I think they're awesome. I think every individual style is awesome too, because stereotypes, I don't necessarily agree with conforming, so if something's said to be uncool, all the more reason to wear it. And I don't think George should have any place to make something cooler or not cool. He's a human being, and yes, he is a phenomenal human being, a spectacular man, but I think he needs to be recognized for his heart more than what he wears.
Well, do you feel like you learned something from
Of course,
observing
great
that? Or?
Gratitude and generousness, yeah, that's a great word. Gratitude and the act of being generous. He would do anything for you, whether you were a person crossing the street or someone who already had millions of dollars and just needed a hug. He's just amazing, and gratitude is a big thing for me. I think everyone needs to learn to be a lot more grateful for what we have, especially living in America. And George really does encompass that, and a lot of people would say that it's easy to be grateful when you're in his position because you do have everything in the world, but I don't think a lot of people realize that everything he has is materialistic, and the things that aren't materialistic, the act of going to a museum or going to a park or hiking up a mountain, he can't do those things without bodyguard security or on a private residence. And so I think there's something to be said for having his life and having the materialism, every positive aspect of materialism, but at the same time missing that ability to go be free and do what he wants to do. I don't think about it. I don't think about it. I'm again grateful, kind of a common word, but this whole experience has already exceeded my expectations. 4 months in Hawaii was the icing on the cake. This is the Bing cherry on top, because I think maraschino cherries are just nasty. And then that in a few months, I can't even go there. I can't even think about it because I don't even know what to think. I'm just waking up every morning with a smile on my face. I'm the luckiest person in the world, and I'm in Chicago right now. So whatever happens, happens, and whatever doesn't happen is also, obviously amazing because I have all of this.
You're obviously very open and forthcoming, but a lot of people that you interview kind of seem to put up a wall. I interviewed him very briefly on a red carpet for Ocean's 13 and asked, it was the day that Paris Hilton had gotten out of jail, and I said, if you were Paris Hilton, what's the first thing you would do? He said, if I was Paris Hilton, I would touch myself a lot. I was just like, wow, I don't think a lot of people would be willing to say that on camera.
Yeah, no, George is great. He's really confident with who he is as a human, and he's not fazed by the political, strategic ways of this industry. And I think that's a really important key to being not just successful in this industry, but staying human. He's very confident within himself, so why would he care? Someone can spin a story on him. I've read so many negative interviews and negative reviews about George Clooney, which just makes me laugh because he does not have one mean bone in his body. Literally, the man is like I would compare him to a flower, but that really would emasculate him. So he's just an amazing, amazing human being, and yeah, good for him. I think that's awesome that he said that. If I was Paris Hilton, I would probably do that too.